Hi, friends. So I've been on Twinix for 1 month, and here is my little quick review to start off the new year. My name's James. I'm an EFL teacher, um, and I got my TEFL Level 5 certification last year in September. And after that, I was looking around for different places to teach. I was on Preply for a little while, but then um, I got an opportunity to work for Twenix, and now I am on Twinix. Anyway, I've got a little over a month of working for Twinix, and I have to say, I really enjoy it. The lessons are 26 minutes long. The students, they're all adults, they're all professionals from a wide range of industries. And, some of these people are designers, they're executives, they're people that it's just a wide range of students, and it's fascinating to talk to them. Most of them are from Spain, but I had one student from Italy. And just wonderful people, the kind of just fascinating to me that I would love to talk to them, just talk to them about anything rather than giving them a lesson. But of course, there's a curriculum and you have to follow things and you have to help them um, with their grammar and pronunciation and all that good stuff. So, but it's been wonderful. I did get paid my for December. I did that through Weiss and Wise rather, and everything went smooth. I was just set up, and they pay out through your email address. And once you have your Wise account set up, it just matches your email address. So that went through no problem. And I have those funds in my Wise account now. Um, but just a couple things about teaching on Twinix that I found interesting. Even though you open up a bunch of open spots for anyone or for the platform to start filling for you. You may not get them all filled. And I've played around with I set everything at first for the 2 hours. The 2 hours where students have to, or the platform has to book a course 2 hours in advance of the lesson starting for me to give them a lesson. I since changed that to last minute, so I could get a lesson coming in 15 minutes before the lesson starts. And it may not seem like a lot of time, and it really isn't if you really want to take your time and look at who the student is you're teaching. They give you the previous instructor's notes, so you have that as a background to kind of, you review some of those things with the student during the lesson. And then you also have to review whatever micro course the student chose that they want to, learn from you. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's, I think the students pick some courses that don't really necessarily match up what their needs might be. Um, for example, I had one student that's in an HR professional, and yet they chose a micro course that didn't really um, match their profession. So I kind of twisted it a little bit to kind of work with some of the vocabulary they might encounter being an HR professional. So you can kind of tailor whatever less micro course they've selected to kind of match their needs. It's just a matter of you looking over the students' notes, looking over previous instructors' notes, to where it give you hints at what their background is, and you can kind of go from there on how you're going to conduct the lesson. Let's see what else was there. I did have a few cancellations, and they call these OOT cancellations, out of time cancellations. And those are cancellations that happen within 2 hours of the lesson starting, which means you get paid for those lessons. And, yeah, it's nice I get paid for those cancellations. However, I would have rather have done the lesson. I enjoy teaching. I kind of sometimes, it kind of bothers me that I'm getting paid for nothing or not doing anything. I'd rather get paid for doing something. So there's that. Other than that, everything's been going very smoothly. I did have a couple technical issues where I had to, during the class, I lost a student and I had to send in a support notice, but then I kept the class open and the student returned, thankfully. It was just some glitch or whatever, and we finished the lesson without any further issues, which I was thankful for. And then, of course, there's some other ones where if you have a video lesson, sometimes the video may be not so good and you might lose your student. That's what happened with that one instance. But another instance, it was just kind of breaking up, but then we managed to get through it and things corrected themselves. But as far as all of my audio lessons, they went smoothly because, as you can imagine, you're not streaming any video, so you're not putting all that extra strain on, having that go through the platform. And by the way, if you're curious about audio lessons and how, there might be some drawbacks, you can't see your student, you wonder, they can't see you making any gestures where that might be helpful for them learning. I had no problems at all. Students were wonderful, even though there were audio lessons. And it just went fine, and it's just a matter of listening closely to what the student is saying, because you want them to be speaking. I would say 95% of the time, you shouldn't be talking. You want them speaking. You listen closely to what, if they have any grammar or pronunciation issues, you want to pick up on those. Maybe there's some problem with some tenses, and you put those all in the chat as corrections, and they can pick it up later when they review the lesson themselves for what things they need to work on. And it all went smooth, and so far I'm very happy. We're now in January because it's the new year, and I think Twenix says on their platform that January, February are 2 months that are slow, so I'm curious to know how many lessons I'll be teaching in January or February. But I'll post another video letting you know how that goes. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And take care and Happy New Year.